Now let's welcome our first group in this new year. Happy New Year. Close the door. Whoa.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 5. Today our topic is special arrangements. And our group members are Wu Yanzi, Lin Ziyi, Ken Xinhui, and me, Wu Mengxuan. Here are our contents for today's presentation. First, I'm in charge of vocabulary. Then I will have a conversation with our group members in scenario 2. After conversation part, I will talk about precision exercise. Next, Yanzi will continue about listening practice and vocabulary of listening practice. After that, Ziyi is responsible for activity 2. And next part, Qinghui will talk about high-low context culture and make a brief conclusion. And she will talk about references inside story. And then we will take a short break. After break time, we will invite you to give us some comments. Then we will give you our feedback. After all of them, we will choose the best commentators. So let's get started with vocabulary and move on page 44. The first one is itinerary. Please repeat after me, itinerary. It means a detailed plan or route of a journey. The example is, today I'm going to briefly present the itinerary of this trip. Inlo, could you read this sentence for me?
Today I'm going to briefly present the itinerary of this trip.
Thanks. The next vocabulary is gather. Please repeat after me, gather. It means a special public occasion at which there is a lot of entertainment, usually in the form of different types of performances. The example is at night, they will attend the Captain's Gala dinner and enjoy a fantastic cabaret show. Yanting, could you read this sentence for me?
At night, we will attend the Captain's Gala dinner and enjoy a fantastic cabaret show.
Thanks. And next is cabaret. Please repeat after me, cabaret. It means a performance of popular music, singing, or dancing, especially in a restaurant or bar. The example is at night they will attend the Captain's Gala dinner and enjoy a fantastic cabaret show. Dion, could you read this sentence for me?
At night, they will attend the Captain's Gala dinner and enjoy a fantastic cabaret show.
Thanks. And then is adjacent. Please repeat after me, adjacent. It means very near, next to, or touching. The example is, by the way, there is no problem with showing the company logos on the adjacent buildings as requested. Jenny, could you read this sentence for me? Thanks. And last vocabulary is rejuvenate. Please repeat after me, rejuvenate. It means to make someone look or feel young and energetic again. The example is, these leisure options can help rejuvenate them before they need to head back to work. Yuchen, could you read this sentence for me? Rejuvenate. Thanks. After introduce vocabulary part, our group members and I will present a small conversation about presenting a tailor-made package.
Good morning. Today I'm going to briefly present the itinerary of the trip. If you would like to ask questions at any time during the presentation, please feel free to do so.
Yanzi, you can begin now.
On the morning of the first day, all clients will depart at 8 a.m. from Kaohsiung Harbor. Our attendants will assist you for passport control and uploading personal luggage.
Excuse me, will all sacred guests travel on the ship on the same day as well?
No, they will leave for Hong Kong the next day by air. I will have another presentation about the special itinerary letter. The clients can enjoy all the free entertainment and food and beverage on board. At night, they will attend the captain's gala dinner and enjoy a fantastic cabaret show.
Don't forget to arrange the president's welcome speech at dinner.
Yes, it is noticed in the program book already. We will arrive at Hong Kong early in the morning on the second date. Then we will have lunch at the newly opened W Hotel. In the afternoon, they can do some shopping.
Where are they going to shop? Will they need to take care of their own transportation?
Don't worry, we will provide them with a number of options and we can drop them off at any designated shopping area.
That sounds good. How about the night programs?
At night, we have awards dinner, and that's when our special guests will show up. By the way, there is no problem with showing the company logos on the Jensen's building as requested. All clients can clearly spot the logos as they enter the hotel.
That's great. I appreciate all of your efforts.
On the morning of the third day, they can enjoy the free facility offered by the resorts, like the golf courses, the indoor and outdoor swimming pool, the yoga room, and the natural trails. These leisure options can help rejuvenate them before they need to head back to work. And around noon, we will drive them to the airport and bring this trip to a close.
After scenario 2, I'm going to talk about preposition exercise. And first sentence is, if you would like to ask question blank anytime during the presentation, please feel free blank do so. Yutong, could you tell me the answer? And
Could you read the question first before you ask someone to answer?
And
The
could you
first
tell me the
question is-
blank answer?
Could you read the question first?
I
Yes, you have to read the questions.
Oh, okay.
yes. Correct. The answer is at and 2. The whole sentence is, if you would like to ask a question at any time during the presentation, please feel free to do so. Second one is, on the morning link the first day, all clients will depart at 8 a.m. from Kaohsiung Harbor. Inro, could you tell me the blank answer? Correct, the answer is off. And the whole sentence is, on the morning of the first day, all clients will depart at 8 a.m. from Kaohsiung Harbor. Could Inlo read this sentence for me?
On the morning of the first day, all clients will depart at 8 a.m. from Kaohsiung Harbor.
Thanks. The next sentence is, where our secret guests travel, blank the ship, blank will stand there as well. Hongping, could you tell me the blank answer? Correct, the answer is on and on. And the whole sentence is, where our secret guests travel on the ship on the same day as well. Hongping, could you read this sentence for me? Thanks. The next sentence is, they will leave blank Hong Kong the next day by air. Hey, could you tell me the blank answer? Yes, correct. The answer is 4.
In the morning.
And the whole sentence is, they will leave for Hong Kong the next day by air. And next is, we will arrive blank Hong Kong early blank the morning blank the second date. Gao Ming, could you tell me the blank answer?
At, in, on.
Correct. The answer is at, in, and on. And the whole sentence is, we will arrive at Hong Kong early in the morning on the second day. Following, could you read this sentence for me?
We will arrive at Hong Kong early in the morning on the second day.
Good, thanks. And last sentence is we will provide them blank a number of options and we can drop them blank at any designated shopping area. Xinwei, could you tell me the blank answer? Correct, this answer is with and of. And the whole sentence is we provide them with a number of options and we can drop them off at any designated shopping area. Xinwei, could you read this sentence for me? Thanks. And this is the end of my part. And in next part, Vince will talk about listening practice, and then I will give the floor to Vince.
Thank you for giving me the floor. I'm Yancy from GoFi. And after Meng Quan talking about preposition exercise, I'll move on to listening practice. And in this part, I will first show you the 3 questions in this part, and then I will play the audio. After the audio, I will choose 3 people to help me answer the questions. And now let's look at the first question. What is the main purpose of this conversation? And second is what special arrangement did first incentive travel promise? And the last question is what will Roger probably do after this talk? And this is the 3 questions. Now I will play the audio and please be careful, listen to the details.
Listening practice. Please listen to the following dialogue and answer the questions. Special requests. Good afternoon, Mr. Goodman. Nice to see you again. Please have a seat. Thank you, Ms. Westfield. I'm wondering if there are any special requests for this incentive travel that you'll be making. Indeed. We have 2 kinds of requests, basically. One is from the company, and the other is from our VIPs. Okay. I'd love to know what they are. We want to create some excitement for our top sales reps, so we're thinking of preparing a little surprise for them. We'd like first incentive travel to secretly arrange our employees' families to show up at the awards dinner on the second night. We hope their honors can be shared together with their families. That's a great idea. That's really special and would be very touching. There shouldn't be any problems with preparing this surprise. We will contact their families and organize an alternate travel arrangement for them. We will have them fly to Hong Kong directly. One more thing. Is it possible that the walls of the surrounding buildings next to the hotel can display our company logos? This can increase our employees' pride in who they work for. That sounds very interesting. Honestly speaking, we have never had this particular special request before, and it may take extra effort to talk with the owners of these buildings, whom we have never worked with before. At this point, I cannot make any promises, but I'll have a discussion with the senior management to see if it's feasible. I'll make sure to let you know the results as soon as possible. Great. I hope you can help us. The final request is one made by some of our VIPs. They hope they can play golf while staying in Hong Kong. Can you arrange that? I don't think this should be a problem. Actually, we also arrange golf incentive travel. Your VIPs will be staying at our contracted top resorts with their own golf courses. For beginners, the resorts also offer helpful instruction with local golf pros. By the way, the cruise ship we're going to use also has a mini golf course on the deck. I bet they're going to enjoy playing it a lot. Fantastic. I'm pleased to know you can cater to our special requests. Should we confirm our itinerary next time? Yes, we will finalize the itinerary by the end of this week and should be able to present it to you early next week. Good. The Director of Human Resources and the General Manager will also join your presentation next week. Hope everything will go smoothly at that time. Good luck. 1.
And that's all for the audio. And now let's move on to the first questions. What is the main purpose of this conversation? Yanting, could you help me answer these questions?
I think the answer will be A.
Yes, correct. The answer is A, to propose a special request. And let's come to the second question. What special arrangement did first incentive travel promise? Hao Ming, could you help me answer these questions?
Yes. B.
Yes, correct. The answer is B, arranging VIP's family to be secretly escorted to Hong Kong. And the third question, what will Roger probably do after this talk? Shenling, could you help me answer these questions?
Is it B?
Yes, correct. The answer is B, prepare a presentation. And that's the correct answer of the three questions. And now I will show you the audio script and also point out where you can find the correct answer. For question 1, you can find the answer in the first highlight part, where Roger said, I'm wondering if there are any special requests about this incentive travel that Sarah will be making. So we can know the answer is for A, to propose a special request. As for question 2, the answer you can find out in the next highlight part, where Sarah said we would like first incentive travel to secretly arrange our employees' family to show up at the awards dinner on the second night. So we can know the answer is B, arranging VIP's family to be secretly escorted to Hong Kong. And the answer of the third question, you can find the answer here, where Roger said they should finalize the itinerary by the end of this week and also should be able to present it to Sarah the earlier next week. And Sarah also responds that the Director of Human Resource and the General Manager will also join Roger's presentation. So we can know the answer is B, prepare a presentation. And that's the three questions of listening practice. And now I will move on to the vocabulary in listening practice. The first vocabulary is sales rep. Please repeat after me. Sales reps.
Sales reps.
Yes, it means someone who travels to different places trying to persuade people to buy their company's products or service. And the example is, we want to create some excitement for our top sales reps. Yiru, could you help me repeat this sentence? Thank you. The second vocabulary is arrange. It means to plan, prepare for, or organize something. And the example is, we would like first incentive travel to secretly arrange our employees' family to show up at the awards dinner on the second night. Hu Xuan, could you help me repeat this sentence?
When I first incentive travel to arrange our employees' families to show up at the awards dinner on the second night.
Thank you. And the third vocabulary is alternate. Please repeat after me. Alternate. Yes, an alternate plan or method is one that you can use if you do not want to use another one. And the example here is, we will contact their families and organize an alternate travel arrangement for them. Yusen, could you help me repeat this sentence?
We will contact their families and organize an alternate arrangement.
Thank you. The next vocabulary is display. Please repeat after me. Display.
Display.
Yes, it means to arrange something or a collection of things so that it can be seen by the public. And the example is it possible that the walls of the surrounding buildings next to the hotel can display our company logos? Yingro, could you help me repeat this sentence?
Is it possible that the walls of the surrounding buildings next to the hotel can display our company logo?
Thank you. And let's come to the final vocabulary is visible. Could you please repeat after me? Visible. Yes, it means able to be made, done, or achieved. The example here is, at this point, I cannot make any promise, but I will have a discussion with the senior management to see if it is feasible. Xingwei, could you help me repeat this sentence? Thank you. And that's the 5 vocabulary I choose from listening practice. And now I will give the floor to Ziyi. She will talking about activity 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ziyi from Group 5, and after Yanzi played the conversation and tell us about listening part, I'm going to move on to the next part, which is activity 2. And the topic is one-day trip in Salmon Lake. and I will invite my group members to help me to complete this presentation. And let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ziyi. It's my great honor to be here to present our specially designed incentive tour for NUTC Trading Company. Please feel free to ask me if you have any questions. First, we will meet at NUTC Company at 9 o'clock in the morning on March 1st. We will take a tour bus and arrive at Salmon Lake around 10:30. After we arrive, we will have an electronic paddle boat activity. Oh, here's a reminder. There can only be a maximum of 4 people on the boat at the same time, so I suggest that everyone can find your partner first.
Excuse me, may I ask how much each person costs and should we buy the tickets by ourselves?
No, you don't need to. The price is about $300 per person, and the fare will be included in registration fee. Also, I will give each of you a QR code before we arrive there, then you can onboard with the valid QR code.
Oh, that's great.
After our first activity, we can have our lunch at Ida Thao Pier Shopping Street. What's more, I will give you some coupons at that time, so everyone can try some famous delicacies there, such as dry tofu Taiwanese burger, salmon leg black tea, etc. After eating lunch and walking around there at 2, we will have a bicycle trip around the lake at 2 p.m. Additionally, I also designed some team games in specific spots in order to deepen teamwork spirit in this activity.
That sounds interesting. However, I remember we will be back at Taichung around 5 p.m., but some of us have a meeting to attend at 6 p.m. We are wondering if it is possible to leave 30 minutes earlier.
Yes, we will be back at Taichung at around 5 p.m., but the event will end at 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'm afraid that the whole group cannot come back to Taichung earlier. However, I can make some arrangements and get some taxis to pick you up earlier.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, we got it. Looks like it will be a trip with ambulance fund.
Also, our boss will provide a lucky draw after this trip, and each department will have 2 people to get the special prize, which is bicycle.
Wow, I'm looking forward to this trip.
And thanks for my good members to help me to complete this conversation. And now I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Let's take a look at the first question. What is the limited amount of people that can on the electronic paddle boat at the same time? And if anyone know the answer, you can raise your hand. Okay, Gao-Ming, please.
A.
Correct. The answer is A. There can only be 4 people on the boat at the same time. And let's move on to the second question. Which one is not the famous delicacies of Salmon Lake? And does anyone know the answer? Okay, Yanting, please.
I think the answer will be spicy dumplings.
Correct. The answer is A. I didn't mention spicy dumplings during my presentation with my group members. Finally, it's about the last question. This is a question about math. If there are 5 departments in our company, how many people will win the special prize? So does anyone know the answer? Okay, 加油. Yes, the answer is 10. Because that I had mentioned each department will have 2 people to get the special prize. And if there are 5 departments in NUTC, we will have a total of 10 winners. And this is the end of activity 2. I'm going to give the floor to Qing Hui. She will tell us about high and low contest culture.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Qing Hui from Group 5. Today, I'm going to introduce you the high and low contest culture, the collectivism and individualism to you guys. First, let's start it with the definition of the collectivism and individualism. Collectivism is the principle of practice of prioritizing group cohesion over the individual pursuit. Cohesion makes many people unite. And individualism is a value of political view which focus on human independence and freedom. And next, I will tell you the point of the collectivism and individualism. The first one. The collectivism stress the importance of the community. However, on the contrary, the individualism focus on the right and concern of each person. The second, the feature of the collectivisms are united and selflessness. And on the contrary, the individualism's features are independence and personal identity. Next, in collectivism society, the general interest always comes first than the personal interest. On the contrary, the individualists think the personal interest always more important than general interest. The fourth, the collectivism associated with low relational mobility, and individualism related to high relational mobility. And I will show the video for you guys. For you.
Individualism or collectivism? Do you define yourself as an I or a we? In considering cultural dimensions or attributes, individualism, the I, is a preference for independence and self-reliance. As an individual, you are expected to take care of yourself and your immediate family, but you have no obligations to a larger community. Cultures which focus on individualism celebrate the accomplishments of a person rather than a group. For example, does your employer single out an employee of the month? Employees from that background, the I background, might more naturally seek to advance their own interests within the job rather than that of the entire organization. Australia, the US, the UK are all individualist cultures emphasizing the obligations of the individual's human rights, the individual's personal responsibilities. Are you familiar with the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? This comes from cultures focusing on that individual. By contrast, other cultures on the other end of the spectrum, such as China or Pakistan or Venezuela or Ghana, the group is of paramount importance. This is collectivism. An individual is expected to be loyal to that group and not advance his or her own personal interests at the expense of the group. To operate outside the interests of the group is considered downright shameful, both to the individual and that group, whether family or work-based. In fact, in Japan, a collectivist culture, unlike the squeaky wheel, the nail that sticks up will be hammered down. In a workplace favoring collectivism, relationships at work are considered to be family-like. The employer offers protection in exchange for loyalty. An employee with poor skills would not be dismissed, but probably move to another position. On the other end of the spectrum, employers and employees favoring individualism see the work relationship strictly as business. An employer reasonably may terminate an employee for poor performance, and a successful employee will frankly consider accepting a better pay offer from a competitor. These contrasting values can seriously impair communication and expectations at work. So which are you? Are you an I or are you a we? And what's your employer?
Okay, after the video, let me show you.
Collectivism. Do you define yourself as an I or a we?
Sorry. After the video, let me show you the example of collectivism and individualism. I have 3 examples to show you. The first one is, after getting married, where do you live? We cannot let in the collectivism society, the newlywed usually live with husband family, but in individualism community, the newlywed, they will choose to buy or rent a house. And second question, how do you call your relative? For example, in US, we can know that we can call our parents brother, uncle, either my dad's Taiwan, we have lots of titles. During Chinese New Year, I think many of you have this kind of bothering issue. You have to memorize which one is 伯父、叔叔、舅舅、姑丈、姑姑、阿姨、舅妈. From this title, we can know that how different the label, how the collectivism and individualism care about. And the last question, put it first. When you hang out with your parents or your family or your big family or your friends, in Taiwan, the oldest person usually eat first. I think maybe you have this kind of experience when you hang out with your family. On the table, if you eat first before the elder take a seat, you were scolded by your parents. But in individualism society, it will depends on whose dish is served on the table first. The person can eat as soon as the dish served on the table. So I have shown you the definition, the points, and the example of the collectivism and individualism to you guys. To you, I'm sure that you have known more about collectivism and individualism. So I will make a conclusion to you. Today, the Mongshan and Yanzi have shown the conversation of scenario 2, and Mongshan have explained the vocabulary in scenario 2 and the preposition exercise. Yanzi have shown us the listening practice and explained the answer to us, and the vocabulary in listening part. Ziyi have shown us how to show an itinerary for the incentive travel. And I have shown the high and low context culture. And next is our reference. This is our reference for vocabulary, pictures, activity 2, and high and low context culture. And next is our inside story. We have the first practice on December 31st at 10 a.m. and we choose the Teams online meeting. And the second practice, we also choose the Teams online meeting on January 2nd at 10 p.m. So this is our presentation today. So we will have a break time and we will back at 2:20.